Brexit border plans should be sped up to give businesses and border officials more clarity on how to behave at the end of the transition period, Boris Johnson has been told. Brexit negotiations continue to progress tentatively between the UK and the European Union, but major changes are expected to happen at the border whether a deal is struck or not. Boris Johnson and his government have been urged to provide businesses and border operators more clarity and information about costs for them to prepare in a bid to avoid chaos from between Britain and the continent from January 1. Public Accounts Committee Chair Meg Hillier told Talk Radio, "There's a lot of things that could be in a lorry queue that we could desperately need. I was talking to my local hospital the other day asking, do you know what you might need and your supply chain? The government has obviously got some plans in place for things like medicines, but it still feels like we're in emergency mode." The Hackney South and Shoreditch MP continued, "Really, by now there should be a clearer plan and also better contingency if things don't go right. And the government has already extended the deadline for things like compliance, delays in receipt of fees, and so on. Whatever your view on Brexit, I don't think anyone wants to see chaos at the border. But let's be clear as well, politically this government was the Brexit government, it got elected with a Prime Minister boldly saying he had an oven-ready deal. Feels like that turkey is rather cold at the moment." Ms. Hillier insisted the committee remains bipartisan, but most members shared concerns about the potential disruption the lack of adequate preparation could cause once the transition period ends. The Labour MP said most of the issues had remained the same since she and her colleagues began to look into the potential problems withdrawing from the EU could cause after the 2016 referendum. She added, "I've been looking at a lot of these issues for several years now, since shortly after the referendum. We're concerned it's a bit like Groundhog Day. We're looking at some of the same issues around customs preparations, about businesses and how prepared they are about threats in the short crossings like the Dover crossing. I want to be clear that the committee is cross-party, we have a range of views on Brexit and always have done. So we're looking at how effective and efficient the government is being in implementing this. Until we have smoke coming out of the negotiations, we have no way of knowing if there will be a deal."